Okay, so I thought it would be a good idea, since I've been doing a few of these gameplay videos, to give a bit of an explanation about exactly how the philosophy behind the controls works. I've chosen to make this into an arcade style experience, and to me, arcade style means being able to easily combo from move to move and have as smooth and fast a gameplay stream as possible. I also like making gameplay videos in general and like them to look more cinematic, and to me, taking time to go into a menu to pick that one item you need to use that once or a lot of times, it's like saying cut and saying, okay, we'll take the scene from there again. It breaks the action. So how do I solve this? Well, that's where this control system comes in. The most important thing to me about playing Skyrim is being able to switch to any weapon or ability I want to, when I want to do it, as quickly as I can. And that's what I've achieved with this control setup I've got here. Okay, so say I wanted to equip Dawnbreaker as my sword. I'd usually have to go into a menu and do all that. You're probably familiar with that because it's what you do in games anyway, generally. But if I want to choose Dawnbreaker, I can apply a shift state using the joystick here and use my sword slot selection button that I've got assigned on my mouse, and I can immediately switch to Dawnbreaker. So I want to bring my shield up. If I'm going to be in hand-to-hand combat, I've got this button here. I've brought my shield up. But say I've got enemies in, if I've got enemies in bow range, yeah, I'll just hide. See, I've used this button here to activate crouch. But if I've got enemies in bow range, I can simply use the same mouse wheel I just used for selecting my sword, and I can switch to my bow. Well, say I've got vampires and I want to use Oriel's bow. I apply a shift state with the joystick, push the bow selection, and I've got Oriel's bow. Okay, so quick run through of what I've got assigned so far. Okay, so I've got swords. That's my main enchanted sword I use, but say I want to paralyze the enemy if they're a bit tougher or if there's a lot of them. I've got my sort of elven sort of paralysis ready to go. Dawnbreaker if I've got undead, and if there's a dragon approaching and I need Dragon Bane, exactly the same mouse wheel, push down on the mouse wheel instead, and I've equipped Dragon Bane. So, okay, so that's two directions plus pushing down on the mouse wheel, and you've seen how much functionality I can get out of just having that. Say I want to use magic. Okay, so I've got a choice of different magnitudes of magic I want to use. If I push back on the mouse wheel, see I've selected dual firebolt, and it's actually using a mod which has allowed me to have all this extra character mapping anyway, function mapping. I've both switched to the desired spell with both hands, and it's told me what spell I've equipped, so there's no way of getting mixed up. So I've got fire spells. If I use this modifier on the stick and shift the mouse wheel back, I've got my lightning class spells, and if I twist to the right and use mouse wheel back, I've got ice, and it's the same for forward 2, although these are my more powerful spells like Ice Storm, Fireball, and Chain Lightning. And I've just switched back to my default sword and shield configuration, just like that. And okay, so I get injured. Okay, well, let's do a bit of some things I still have to go into menus for, like recharging swords. That's everything charged up. So, okay. Heading off to a mission. Characters running. Oh, that's something new. Okay, so not only do I get shift states for my mouse from using this joystick, but it also gives me shift states for the other functions I've got mapped on here. So if I twist to the right and push this button, it's now equipped to become ethereal. I'm There we go, we've got some wolves. Using the same concept, I've just switched to Unrelenting Force. These may be friendlies. Back to the main mission I had planned. Okay, I just got wounded a little bit. So, as you probably just saw, I just used another button on the mouse to equip Soul Trap. So I could Soul Trap this bear, and just between those two thumb buttons, I sort of see them as controlling like your left arm. So that's basically how that works. Here we go. So now I've given you a bit of an introduction to kind of how it works. It's a combination of mouse and joystick inputs will give me the necessary abilities and actions to finish this. So I'm going to use Aura Whisper first. See where all the enemies are. Up ahead, switch to bow. I might have a black soul gem, I don't know.
I will end this with the king.
So this dungeon's pretty much tapped out.